Hello, I'm your host, Kelly Eckhart, and welcome to The Future Edit. Great. So yes, thank you so much, Michaela, for being here with me today. This is absolutely fabulous. I have Michaela from, it's Style and Confidence, yeah, is the name of your brand, or?
Michaela Leitz, Confidence and Style, yes.
Confidence and Style, brilliant. And so go ahead and tell me about your background and how you became, what was your interest in becoming a fashion stylist and an image consultant?
Well, I actually did not really start with fashion in my life, and it was also a little bit sad. I very much started as a freight forwarding clerk in my life.
Okay.
And then I also, I worked for a lot of companies, to be honest. I was working for a very big video game company, for one of the biggest food companies, and so on. And I was actually never really happy with what I'm actually doing, because it was not very creative. I was honestly not really helping anyone with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I was always very interested in fashion and in styling, aesthetics. When I was a child, I had probably like 40 or 50 Barbies, and I styled them. I restyled them. I even started dyeing my Barbies' hairs because they were all blonde.
Yeah.
And they didn't really represent myself. And as a child, I really started to dye my Barbie's hair black, that she is looking a little bit more like me. So this was like my very little baby step.
That's awesome.
But I also wanted to be my own boss, really do have an impact for other people in their lives. And when I was a teenager, I was very skinny, and then suddenly I moved to Frankfurt and I gained more than 30 kilos. It was even probably more than 30 kilos. And it was so hard for me to find clothes, to understand my body, my shape. And that's a little bit how I got interested in fashion styling and also image consulting. I was researching a lot and found out that there's a job like that, a profession like this. I started studying it, and this is how I became a stylist and image consultant. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And so then you ended up going to get your certificate for that, correct? Where did you study? This?
First, I studied in the International Career Institute in the US. I think they're based in Los Angeles, but I did it online.
Yeah.
So really just online. And I honestly have to say, I did not want to have a German certificate. I looked through the programs and what they offer here. And back then, when I did it, there was not so much in Germany that got offered, and it was kind of honestly a little bit boring. I wanted more. I just wanted more, and then I really researched a lot, and I studied it for 2 years in the end. I mean, it was a program that normally lasted between 9 and 12 months, but life happened, jobs happened.
Of course,
so 2 years. I needed a little bit more time. But then I graduated with my diploma, but it was not the end for me. I noticed that you need more than this time to understand this industry. Even now, I still learn so much more every day. I'm in contact with so many stylists, image consultants, and last year I took another certificate program and also another color analysis program, because I noticed the four seasons that I was learning in my program back then, they're not enough. A person is not just a winter season or summer season or however you call it. And I took more certifications, and this is how I started. Yeah.
Amazing. It's really cool. And so tell me about your journey as far as, putting yourself out there and saying, okay, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to find these clients. How did that go? And how did you do it?
I think it was a little bit easier for me maybe than for other persons, because I am on Instagram since 2016, so since a very long time. Yeah. And I was very used to put myself out. I had a huge followership. I reduced it a lot by myself because there are a lot of people that don't really cater you whatever, and just start purging out a lot of my Instagram account. So it was kind of easy. And also I have to say, I was always putting myself out as a plus size woman. So everybody who's going to my profile, they know what it's about. It's about body positivity, about being plus size, the good and the bad of being a plus size, our struggles. And this is how I started, really just on Instagram, honestly. It's my biggest source, I would say.
It's funny with Instagram, isn't it? Because it's such a powerful tool to use to really have connections with people. And I've met so many brilliant people through Instagram, but it also has that flip side of you really have to know your limits and what you're about with it, and don't get caught up in the whole hype, because that's where it can get quite dangerous, isn't it? And
absolutely.
And And so then, so tell me about how you work with your clients, because I've been reading up on what you do, and you do law of attraction, and you really want your clients to really sit down with you and figure out who they want to be, who are they, what are their goals for the future. So tell me about your process with your clients.
I actually do that because it helped myself. Because in my life, I wasn't always that sparkly, positive person, body positive and confident woman that I am today. And the law of attraction and styling both helped me out. I had a real huge impact on my own confidence. And that's why I do this with my clients. Because in my opinion, it's not only helping you to look good on the outside. Yeah, you can have a beautiful styling, but if you're not feeling it, it's not helping you. And this is why I'm doing that. So normally I ask my clients how they feel and what's really like their own pain points. So why are you not confident enough to wear a bikini? Is it because you don't feel confident in your body? Is it because other people might judge you because you have a very round body and you might not look like a supermodel like Kate Moss? Like what's really like what's going on in your heart, in your mind, and what do you feel? And it's like when we dig a little bit deeper, and then I see how can I help them. Then we take some steps. I'm working more with younger women, not that much with older, especially more with younger women. And a lot of people also tell me I'm on Instagram, but there are so many like fitness models, and I'm just not looking that. And I always tell people, hey, I'm not even following one of these fitness models because it makes no sense. Really, you have to purge out everybody who's not really serving you, who's not really making you feel good, and start following people who look like you, or who give you a good feeling, where you have that positive vibe going on. And that's things like baby steps that we do, but also helping my client to understand her body, and especially plus size women have a real feminine body. They have to understand that they just have that feminine shape, and that you can dress it beautifully. And you allow it to show your body. You allow to show your curves if you feel that way. And this is what I'm trying to do with my clients. Yeah.
This is so important, because it's such a shame that our society has, is trying to put us women in a box, that you have to look this way and you have to be this way, which doesn't make any sense at all. If you look back in different decades, the curvy woman was celebrated. This represented, femininity, to where now it's
exactly.
And if you talk to men, most men be like, I don't want my woman to be tiny. I want her to be herself, her beautiful body, her curves, because that to them is a woman, right? It's
exactly.
And I love what you're doing, how you're celebrating the women's body, because it's, no one looks the same. Everyone should be treated individually. And
exactly.
And this is all the time I'm preaching on Instagram about, if you don't do the inner work, if you're not truly loving yourself, that will reflect even through your clothing. Like you said, you can have a beautiful dress on, but if you're still feeling like poo one day, it's still going to reflect out. And the whole idea is about self-love and that joy that you can feel every day, right? And then the clothes just help. The clothes just helps you express that.
Exactly. That's just the extra. But you have to feel good by yourself. Otherwise, it's not working.
Yeah.
So
and it's also too that that basically a lot of women these days are also trying to find their confidence outwardly, that they're constantly looking for this acceptance, but until they accept who they are truly, it's always going to be a fight, isn't it? It's always going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
And so, and how do you help these women find that self-love? Is there, every client and individual is different, right? And something will work. Yes. But for you as well, how did it work for you? What was your journey to the self-love and saying, you know what, I own this. This is me.
My journey was probably a little bit different than a lot of other journeys. But when I was a teenager, I was extremely skinny. I was very skinny. I had some curves because I just got into poverty very, very early in my life. But still, I was very skinny. You could really see the bones on my body. And I tried to be like the stars of the 2000s, like Kate Moss, Paris Hilton, all of these people in the media that you have really seen every day. Yeah. And I did not understand why I don't look that way. I was skinny, but I was not a Kate Moss. I didn't have this back then celebrated this heroin chic.
Yeah, exactly.
That was never me. And I really started starving out myself. Sometimes I was only eating an apple per day because I wanted to look that way. But it made no sense. And I was also not feeling confident to go to the beach and to wear bikini because I really thought I'm looking big and not that way, and I cannot wear bikini, which was completely. Oh my god! If I think about that today, I don't know what was going on with me. Yeah. I'm a 3XL today, and I don't have any problems to wear bikini today. But back then it was really hard. And then I moved and here to Frankfurt, and as I said, I gained a lot of weight in a very short time. Like over 30 kilos. It was crazy. But I had this. I don't know if you know that movie Bridget Jones. I had this Bridget Jones effect. When I was looking to the mirror, I saw myself still as that skinny Michaela, which I was not. And then I started shopping for clothes. The first thing is you don't really find any clothes in that size, especially some years ago. It was almost impossible. The only thing I could really buy was really fast fashion. There was nothing else. Then also going to a vintage shop. Okay, that sometimes works out, but since so many years, oversized fashion is a trend. So also the skinnier women are, let's say, stealing my size in the vintage shop.
Yeah.
So it was very, very hard. But then I had like a mindset shift. I noticed I can only love by myself, other people, if I start loving myself. Yeah. If I not start loving myself, I will never ever have a good relationship or even better friendships that I was like aiming for. And I was a couple of years ago already very interested in the law of attraction, and then I started really working with that. And suddenly so many amazing things I really attracted into my life, manifested into my life, and I started loving myself. When I was looking in the mirror, I didn't look at myself and thought myself, oh my gosh, you look fat today, or oh my god, look at your belly, you cannot wear that. That's how I had my self-talk normally with myself. But I completely stopped that, and I started talking with myself about the things that I love. For example, I love my eyes. You really have to do these like baby steps. If you cannot love your belly yet, it's fine. Start loving your eyes or your lips or whatever. Just start with something. And then I also started to follow people like Ashley Graham, for example, on Instagram, and other plus size people. And I noticed I'm not alone out there. There are more people who look like me, and they have the same struggles. And started having this community, and this is really what I try to tell everyone. And it's not only about being curvy or plus size, it's for every woman or man even out there. They're all there are people out there who are like you, and also if you maybe not really struggle with a bigger size, maybe you have another struggle, but people are out there and they have maybe the same struggles as you do, and you're never alone. And that's I think community is a very big thing that's helping you a lot with self-love journey. Yeah,
completely.
I would say that.
And so do you have any rituals or self-love rituals or any kind of spirituality rituals that you do today and walk me through that. So you're still practicing the law of attraction as well for yourself?
Yes,
amazing.
Yes, every day. I have here my little golden book, where I manifest every morning, like what I want in my life. I really concentrate on what I want and not what I don't want. So I really try as much as I can to purge out negativity out of my life.
Yeah.
And I also have to admit, I know that actually at the moment we live in a very hard time. But the last 3 weeks, I honestly stopped watching TV. Like stop watching the news.
Me too.
Right? I mean, of course, you have to be up to date. You can check a little something on your phone. I don't care, but really like watching news every day made me crazy the past week. So I just stopped that, purged that out. And I do my little self-care rituals. Like I love taking my long bubble baths, maybe a little glass of champagne or wine.
Nice.
And yesterday, I mean, I had also a day where I was a little bit negative again, and I really noticed that very fast. And then I started looking for some new clothes because I just had the feeling, I need maybe something new now, a little bit something nice for myself. And then I looked online and I not found anything, like not one single thing. And I looked for honestly 2 hours, and then I also just started. I said to myself, okay, Michaela, you are very negative today anyway, so you won't find what you need. Just stop it. And I also have to say, I do love attraction with myself, but I also started, I don't know if you know it, Ho'oponopono.
No, what is this?
Yeah. This is amazing. It's a Hawaiian, very ancient ritual.
Okay.
It's the ritual of forgiveness. And it's a karma work. Back in, I don't know, like hundreds of years ago, Hawaiian people did that for many days with their whole family. They came together and did this ritual with themselves, and they talked about what they did wrong, and they accepted what they did wrong and tried to change their karma with that, because we all have karma in life. Yeah. We just have to purge that out a little bit. And I'm working with Ho'oponopono since 2 years now. And it also changed a lot for me, and I think it's even better than the law of attraction sometimes, because you really work first on the thing that's really like bothering you, and you really put that out, but you also accept that it's your fault, even if you just think, okay, it's not my fault that it suddenly rained today and I got completely wet. But you just accept it. You just say, okay, it's my fault that I got wet today because I forgot my umbrella. And then you make a list, for example, and you really talk with love. You accept it. You thank yourself. You're grateful. You work with love, and that's also something that really helped me a lot. Also to stay positive, and it also helped to purge out some negative things in my life. And I'm trying to get better with that. And hopefully when I can travel again, going to Hawaii and learn a little bit more about that ritual.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah. I love, this is one of the reasons I've started the podcast as well, because there's so much out there that you can really explore. Because when you're feeling really low about yourself and you're trying to find that self-love and you're really trying to figure out what your purpose is in life, but you don't know where to start. Now it's like, giving people the tools and the options to say, maybe you should try this. This might really resonate with you, right? It's like,
exactly.
It's like, oh, this is cool. This is great, there's so many things. It's so powerful that you can really, self-heal. And it's just finding the right ritual for you, right? And the same with, having a fashion stylist, image consultant, that is a way of self-healing. I feel like shit about myself today, but guess what? I'm going to get the help to, Michaela's going to help me feel better, which is really beautiful. And it's nice as well to talk to professionals like yourself about their rituals, because when you're in a field of helping people, you also have to keep yourself healthy, right?
Absolutely. It's really important, and also get help by other people. I might be image consultant and stylist, but also I need help sometimes, because I know all about styles and shapes and hemlines and whatever, but sometimes you're just stuck with yourself, and then I just don't see something. something, then I'm just calling one of my great image consultant friends and putting something on and tell her, hey, what do you think about that? And then it's a great thing. I really get a very professional feedback, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're right, that hemline doesn't really work for me, or that color, you're right, I love it, but it's not mine. And that's also what I love. It's all about also the community. It's great.
The community is really important, isn't it? Because when you know, most of the time you're working by yourself and on your own, and you're working with someone, but to have that community that you can go to, like you said, like, can you help me with this? Or what do you think about this? That feedback is so important. And then it's also that feeling of belonging, right? Which has been such a theme these last couple of years with COVID and everything else. Everyone feeling a little bit out of sorts and having no idea what's going on in the world. And so tell me about during the pandemic, has that changed your style at all? Have you found that you're quite, you've gone in a different direction a bit, or you've also done cleaning out in your life?
Absolutely. So when the pandemic started last year in April, when we were all at home in the first lockdown, the first thing I really did was purging out my wardrobe. I said, finally, I have no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
I have to purge it out. And it's really funny because I love purging out wardrobes with my clients, like their wardrobe, but I don't like purging out my own.
I know, I understand. Yep, it's so hard how you can be like, no, that's bad, get rid of that. No, we don't need that. But then when it comes to yourself, you're like, oh, but I love that. I had a friend come around too, and she's like, no, absolutely not, get rid of it. I'm like, but I love it. She's like, no. I was like, okay, thank you, I needed that. I needed that hardcore.
Absolutely. And I mean, also we feel sentimental about some pieces. It's not only our clients, we also do.
Yeah.
But I started purging out so much, and I really implemented a rule that I always told my clients, if you buy one thing, purge out two old things of your wardrobe. I finally live that.
Nice.
That's like the first thing that I did, but I honestly have to say, when it comes to my own personal styling, I always was a very feminine, but also like over the top, very like dramatic persons. I love huge dresses, and if it would be possible, I would wear a princess dress every day in my life.
I love them too.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And glitter and black and red, and all these things so me. But honestly, I mean, I'm at home the entire day, and I cannot sit around in my princess dress every day in front of my computer. And I also have to say the first time when we had the COVID hit, I also started wearing a lot of loungewear, and honestly also like everybody else, joggers and whatever.
Yeah.
And I got very casual. I have to say, I was never really a casual person, but I started wearing more casual things, casual dresses, and so on. And I also started, styling joggers with maybe a more nicer top, and so on. But it's totally changed. I have to admit, I'm happy when I can wear my princess dress outside again, but it makes not really sense at the moment.
Yeah, completely. And do you think now you will incorporate more loungewear in your everyday clothing, or do you think you'll literally just scrap it and say, I had too much of that?
Probably. I can imagine that I will do it for a while, but maybe not at the very beginning, because in the very beginning, when we can really live again, I will be very happy to show off my beautiful wardrobe that I have.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the really nice pieces. But I can imagine it when I will have a little fallback, and I will be like, okay, I have it done for me, being so fancy, get back to the joggers with a nice top. I can imagine that.
Yeah, completely. So tell me about, what are some of your favorite designers? Being, a plus size fashion stylist, and you were saying that, for the longest time, a lot of brands weren't catering. They go to like size, UK 14, 42, but then after that, they really, it's limited, right? Are you finding that the industry is expanding, and are there great brands out there that are really doing a good job?
I have to say it got better over the years. If you would have asked me like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have said it's completely hopeless. Now I really see that there's a shift, but I'm still not really happy about it. There are some brands, there are also some brands I don't like at all. And the problem with plus size fashion is there's not really a middle price range in plus size fashion. You have very expensive plus size fashion, like Marina Rinaldi. I love the styles. I really love a lot what they got. Also 11 or no, they have beautiful things, really. But honestly, not everybody can afford that. Like in December, I also went to Escala here in Frankfurt because they also have a lot of stuff in my size. But it's not that I can make a huge shopping spree there. I can maybe buy 1, 2, or 3 pieces if I'm lucky, and if they have also some sale going on. If not, then I can maybe buy one thing. And of course, we also have lower price sections like ASOS. They do a really amazing job, I have to say. I still also buy stuff there, even if I always try to be a little bit more sustainable. But it's very hard on my size. You can honestly just forget that. It's still very hard, and there are also brands that I honestly don't like Ulla Popkin, and a lot of people will tell me the same in my size because in my opinion they don't try. They have the same. The same style since so many years. They just put another color on it, and you can. I mean, a lot of things they have are designed for an apple-shaped woman, but there are not only apple-shaped women.
Exactly.
I'm, for example, I'm a hourglass, and I'm a very curvy hourglass, but there are also hairs, whatever. But even if you're an apple, doesn't mean that you always have to wear these shirts that just look like tents. To be honest, I don't like that. Also with an apple-shaped body, you can look beautiful, but they don't try hard enough, and I'm very disappointed about that. We could do so much better, and plus-size women also. They should also be catered by bigger designers, in my opinion. That's a little bit sad, and I hope we have more variety in the next years. I think it will be better in the next years, but it's still not where I would like to have it.
Do you think it's because fashion has had it's been such a toxic industry for so long, of where some designers, even with plus size celebrities, refuse to dress them because they're not of a certain size, and then you think to yourself, well, I mean, how dare you? You are creating an industry that only caters to a very elite population and a very 5% of the population. I mean, supermodels, they're literally excuse the word, but freaks in a way, because there's not very many women that are 6 feet tall and a size US 2, right? I mean, it just doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
And it's such a shame with the fashion industry. I mean, it's been changing slowly, but not fast enough. And
Absolutely.
And then if people in the fashion industry would just kind of get their heads out of their asses and realize that, it could be a more beneficial, more healthy for women all around if they would just see women as women and not, again, boxing us into something, right? And and then this is why we have women that can't love themselves, because they, magazines, everything are still to this day, living back 20 years ago about how the front cover woman still needs to be the same as before. It's ridiculous, It
is absolutely. It's very sad, and the fashion industry is kind of ruining itself. I mean, also the plus size section. There's so much monetary potential. I mean, we're just waiting to go shopping. It's not that. But also even in I would say like a normal range of sizes, even these women are suffering also. And for example, my designer that I love is Yves Saint Laurent. I have a lot of accessories. But I could not go in a shop and buy a dress or something because they don't cater my size. So even if I would stay up, I only have accessories. Even they are shoes, for example. I have small feet, and really it's not wide or anything. Even there I'm struggling sometimes. And it's just sad. I mean, they should really rethink that, and also rethink that, as you said, not every woman is a supermodel, and we also exist out there. And yes, that's just catering all of us.
Yeah. Exactly, because the whole idea now, you think, especially after this pandemic, that people of industries and individuals have really tried to figure out how can we make a more prosperous and happy world to live in, because we've all been suffering for so long, and we've been suffering even more the last 2 years. So now it's, how do we move forward without making the same mistakes of the past, and really, really embodying who we are. But in order for us to embody who we are, the industry has to keep up. And it's also people like yourself and like myself that really just have to just shout and keep shouting. No, we want change. This is, we don't want this anymore. And then hopefully, every woman can start to shop in a more healthier and optimistic way, instead of every time going to the shop and be like, God, this is so depressing,
Honestly, I know how many times did I move into a shop and I did not even start looking for clothes. I directly went to the shop assistant and asked her, do you cater 3XL here? And she's like, no, but we do. And this is a really thing that sometimes makes me crazy. I know we don't have your size here, but you could go to the maternity section that we have here.
No, don't say that.
And I just,
no, it's not even the same thing. Wow, these shop assistants need to be trained properly. Oh my God, yeah.
Not even that. I honestly, on Instagram, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had a proposal from a new brand, and they asked me if I would do some collaboration with them. And then I asked them, but like, what sizes do you cater? You are aware that I'm plus size. Do you have any plus size fashion? No, and then they came with the same thing, like, no, we don't at the moment, maybe in a later phase of our business, but we are also having so much maternity clothes. I was like, oh my gosh, why do you keep telling me that I have to shop for their maternity clothes? Honestly, I just told them, like, people, it's not the same.
No,
you buy.
That's the thing. It isn't at all. I mean, you can't even compare the two, because maternity wear the shape is completely different as well. And it does not show off your body. It's literally there just so the bump has some room to grow, Even when I was pregnant with my child, I didn't shop maternity. I found it, I found it really like displeasing, and it made me feel, like not pretty at all. It made me feel kind of, So I just started, wearing, it's funny because I just started wearing really tight clothes, and I felt super sexy, because showing off your curves,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, completely. And it should be the same for every woman. It doesn't matter if you're pregnant or not. If you're curvy, and the funny thing is, right, that we end up judging ourselves more than other people judge us for the fact that, when I go swimsuit shopping, I find it annoying too, just because I find that I have a bigger bust. And certain things, I have bigger bust, but I'm smaller around. And then I have a bigger bum, but my waist is, and so finding a size for me is very difficult. But, and I'm like, I don't want to be shown on the beach either. But then when I look around, doesn't matter what size women are. I'm like, they look so beautiful. They look so great.
Exactly.
It's all about how you carry yourself and your confidence.
Exactly.
Yes. And it's so important. What are your next steps for yourself? Do you have any like big plans in mind? Are you just going to keep working with your clients, or have you ever thought about developing your own range at all?
I have a lot of ideas, and on what I really have in my mind at the moment is I would love to work with a brand together that has not yet implemented plus size fashion, and really to tell them and to help them to implement a really nice collection that makes plus size women really happy. Yeah. It doesn't matter what kind of shape it is. there's something for everyone, but also not only like shape-wise, also color-wise. Because now at the moment for me with the new pastel trends, it's so, for myself, very annoying because they are not meant for my own color palette. Yeah. It's absolutely not me. I cannot wear these, still beautiful colors, but it's not me. And I actually would love to have kind of a small capsule wardrobe for everyone being able to shop, which is kind of a little bit more basic, but also has some chic pieces where they be able to mix and match everything, but also in their color palette, because this is something that's very still seasonal for a lot of brands. And it's for myself and also a lot of other people very annoying. Yeah. And I would love to change that. So this is like my big dream actually that I have at the moment.
And what colors do you find yourself wearing most often? What's your favorite color palette?
For myself, I still love red. So red is my absolutely favorite color. Yeah. I mostly wear red lipstick if I can. But black also. It's still a very classic, let's say, color for a lot of people. Yeah. But my kind of new favorite color since the past 2 years is like a forest green, emerald green that I really love on myself. Yeah. This is a color that, oh my gosh, I'm really looking for emerald green suit for myself.
Ooh, that'd be so nice.
Yeah, right? Cannot find anything in my size. So I have to keep looking. Yeah, these are like really colors that I love, but also darker fuchsia, Bordeaux, something like this. It's really like colors that I love and love wearing. Also like navy, blue, things like this. So yeah, these are my favorite colors.
Do you have like a go-to outfit when you're feeling a little bit negative or down, that when you put this on, you feel like, wow, you feel fabulous in it?
Yes, I even have, and this is a tip that I can give every woman. On my phone, I have a little folder with pictures, and there are pictures inside with outfits that people complimented on me and said, hey, oh my gosh, you look amazing in that outfit. Or I really loved in myself, that I not keep forgetting about them, because sometimes you're in a negative down spiral. Oh, I don't have anything to wear. Yeah. I don't look that way. Then you just go on my phone and look through these photos, and then I'm reminded like, oh, I have this dress, it looks great, and this and that. And yes, I have one dress that is my go-to outfit if I feel down. I bought it in Ibiza 3 years ago, nice. In a very nice boutique. It is made out of silk and it's like a kaftan, but also it's amazing and it has different colors. It has, it's very colorful. It has like a pink and orange, white, and so on. It's stripes, vertical stripes, and it's just beautiful. This is like my favorite outfit. I'm just wearing that. I mean, it's a summer outfit to be honest, but sometimes I'm also wearing that at home if I feel down.
Hey, why not? I mean, you should you should feel fabulous at home too. Absolutely.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, do you have any other tips for us women out there, that wardrobe style tips? I mean, do you start off with kind of helping them figure out their capsule pieces, their must-have pieces, their everyday pieces, and then do you filter in those kind of trendy things?
Yeah, I mean, the first step for me always is really to purge out, because it makes no sense that you really start working on a capsule or on different outfits if you're not starting to purge out at least a little bit. Yeah. So try to talk with them, tell them, okay, this is not your color palette. How often do you wear that? Be honest with me. And then this is like one thing that goes away, and then also go through, because sometimes you have a sentimental with a dress or something, but it has stains maybe that don't go out anymore, or it's like a little bit broken, and you also just away with that. And if we have done this, then we can start working on a capsule. I always say start with working what you got.
Yeah, of course.
It's not really always necessary to go shopping right away, because really start with what you got. Maybe start very small. Take maybe 2, maximum 3 tops, maybe 2 shirts, a blouse. Depends if you're more a casual person or a little bit more chic, then you can like mix and match that, of course. Also see if you like more skirts or if you like more pants. For example, I hate pants. I have maybe 2 pairs by myself. So I'm a skirt person. And then you also can see, like, maybe in my case, it would, for example, be 1 pair of pants, 2 pairs of skirts. It depends, like a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, whatever. And then also see maybe a nice trench coat, because I think trench coat is something that suits most people. Yeah. So go for that trench coat. And also shoes for women. If you like wearing high heels, you can maybe implement 1 or 2 pairs of high heels, but also definitely flats. Maybe if you like more ballerinas, go for that. If you like sneakers, go for that. It's also fine. So then maybe like 3 pairs of shoes and a little accessories, maybe like 2 or 3 necklaces, some little rings, 2 or 3, and maybe 1 bracelet or something. Depends also if you like accessories or not. Yeah. And this is, I think, like a very good and very basic start. And also, like, after the pandemic, if you have to go back into the office or something, this is like a very, like a really like small start that you could do. This is very, very basic. And I think this works for everyone, honestly.
Yeah. That's the thing. You don't really need that much, do you? We've been sold for so long that you've got to have this, you got to have this, you got to have this. And I mean, it's when I was, reading on your website and also through your Instagram, it's nice. It's like, you don't have to go out and buy all the time. It's like the more you know yourself and the more you know your style, you actually, there's less consumption attached to it, which is really important, because then you only buy what you really need, right? And and then it's like, oh, I don't have anything to wear today. You instantly go, oh my God, I have so much to wear today, and I'm going to feel so good in this today.
Yeah.
And that's really, 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 really good. And then, so a question I ask everyone is, describe your future self. Who is the future self for you?
Wow, that's a very good question. That really hits. I have to say, I mean, I did a very huge progress already in the past years, but I'm a very big friend of personal development. And I really try, I think, for my future self will just live the life that she wants to live, like not being put into like boxes or let herself putting into boxes, doing things that she doesn't want to. I will really be a strong person that is only living 100% the life that she wants. And it won't be that easy, because on that way you will lose people, you will maybe lose opportunities, I don't know. And not everybody will like that. Some people might think that you are selfish, and everybody who really knows me knows that I am not a selfish person at all. But I always end up to help too much and to think too less about myself. And also, like, spiritually, really trying to stay or to vibe higher and stay in that line. It's not easy, but I would like to do that. And also really traveling more. I mean, before the pandemic, I was always traveling a lot. Now, of course, it wasn't really possible, but also like to see the world and to get inspired. I need more inspiration. It's like a very inspired person I would like to be, but also helping, like really being on a point with my business where I can say I helped so many women and made really an impact on their lives. This is something that I would like for my future self.
That's beautiful. I love that. I really, really love that. And where do you get your inspiration from? I know you said traveling and stuff, but do you have like a place or music or something or that you go to and say, oh, this is what I needed today?
That's also a very good question. I have like a lot of favorite cities. Like, for example, I'm a huge fan of London, but I also love Paris. I love Rome. It's like, but also very different. They're all very different places. Yeah. And I also love music, but also this is a very big variety of me. I love indie rock. Let's go back to the 2000s.
Exactly.
But also go to Ibiza and dance to techno. This is also totally my thing. So I'm always a person. I never have like a middle. I always have like these extremes. But one thing that also helped me, honestly, with my own confidence was always the Queen Beyonce.
Yeah.
And she's really, honestly, she had a really big impact in my life. And always and nobody honestly really knows that, always before I do an Instagram live or I have a talk, something like more important, or I have to speak to a crowd, I always take my 5 minutes before I go live. I take my time, and then I always listen to her Flawless remix together with Nicki Minaj. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm just really getting into it, like pump up my positivity and also my confidence. And then I go out there and do my lives. This is like really what's good. That's really like giving me confidence and also happiness. And I think it's also letting me vibe higher. So this is my ritual that I do.
Oh my God, I love that. That's amazing. That is so cool. It is. It's something so amazing about music, right? Especially a song that you really love, that after you listen to it, you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. I can do anything.
Yeah,
you know, has such a power uplifting energy to it, which is really, 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 really great. So for those that would like to find out more about you and get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Yeah, so probably the best thing is still Instagram, because I post every day. So it's on Instagram about Shaila, about Michaela, depends like how you pronounce it. Or you go on my website, it's confidence-style.com. And there you will also be able to get to know me a little bit better. And always, I know some people are sometimes a little shy. I don't really get it, but my DMs are honestly always open. So if you just need to talk to me, honestly, just write me a DM. I'm always happy to chat with anyone, really.
Brilliant. This is so great. Any last words that you'd like to say? Any advice to give to us women out there trying to find our self-confidence?
Yeah, I would say don't even think too much. Stop overthinking. You are perfect the way you are. You are born perfectly. There's no need for you to go out and get bigger lips, Botox, whatever. It's really not necessary, because you are perfect, and just accept and love yourself, and everybody else will do the same.
Oh, that's brilliant. That just made me like the chills. Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for being with me today. There was a lot of really good advice there, and I love following you, and you're very, very inspiring, and I really appreciate what you're doing. So thank you. That's great.
Oh, Kelly, thank you so much. It was really an honor for me to be on your podcast, and I'm really looking forward to listening to it. And thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you very much. Right. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like what you're hearing, please like us, subscribe, and tell your friends. You can follow us on Instagram, The Future Edit. And for more information about my guest and myself, you can head to thefutureedit.com. Until next time, ciao.